What's up, you guys? It's Safira. So, one of the things I noticed when I was in the Discord group, like looking at a lot of comments, is just how many players get extremely confused with this game because there's really no like tutorial to like really get you started. Um, there's kind of like this little arrow thing that says, "Oh, here, go here to tame your first horse," but it's not very clear about like what you have to do. So a lot of the times what I see people doing is I see them going up to the horse and they're getting really confused on what they're supposed to do. Like they're grabbing the lassos, but then they're like, huh, what's going on? And that little message and stuff right there, a lot of times there are people that won't necessarily see that. And so what I wanted to do today is I just wanted to go over like a little tutorial on how to play the game. I am going to make this a little bit of a series and just really break down how to play this game. And so the first thing that happens when you first spawn in for the very first time is it gives you your first horse. So like this one, give me Sora. So this she doesn't have any buffs or anything like that really. Like she has like the Mustang thing, but that's pretty much it. One of the new things you will see for newer players is they have these add mutation slots where if you get a mutation potion, you can automatically just go ahead and add mutations to your horses. So like if you want to spend money like right off the bat, it doesn't give you anything to spend. And then you can't even like access the shop until you tame 3 horses. But the mutation potions cost 50 Robux. So if you have Robux and you're really struggling to like get like those things like right off the bat, then there are options. Let me go ahead and switch to my controller. Was it not drifting anymore? Well, it wasn't. Oh well. So first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to hop on your horse and you're gonna want to start taming horses. So you just kind of want to come out here, and the initial lassos it gives you are really slow. So you're just gonna it's gonna take a little bit to get your first couple horses, but overall it's really simple. But I see a lot of new players that are like struggle even with this. Especially like your new horse, like your first horse and stuff. It's not going to be like super fast or anything like that. So then what you can do, if you like the horse, you can go ahead and press Y to keep. I'm not too worried about keeping this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and sell it. That way I can like build up like my money and stuff right off the back. And then after you collect your first one, the first thing you do is you unlock your journal. So the first quest is so the horse thing is the only thing we're going over today. So the first thing we're gonna unlock is it's gonna the horse mission, and that's gonna say tame 2 horses. And then I will say for the journal unlocks, the horse or like unicorn or like everything that like you unlock is gonna be very different for you. So like my other account, my unicorn that I got had like deer spots and stuff. It was brown, it was spotted, whereas this one's white. My gargoyle was like it was more of like a stone color, whereas this one's pretty solid black. Actually, I actually kind of like that. It's also got a white bison. White bisons and stuff are some of the more harder ones to find. So I'm actually thoroughly happy with the selection and stuff it gave me on this account. Oh, this controller, man, this does not want to stay connected today. I don't know. I might switch to my other controller. I have another one that's like hardly been used, but I just haven't used it yet just because I really like this one. Like I put stickers and stuff on this controller, but when I woke up this morning, I realized like, oh, it's got drift. This is new. I think one of my cats might have jumped on it or something. All right, and then so there's also these mutations and stuff. So these ones, springy tendons, limber, strong, and powerful lungs. All of those are going to be worth add an additional $75 to your price. And basically what that does is just increases like your stamina, your strength for foraging, that sort of thing. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna capture one more horse if my thing lets me. This one really wanted to run. Like the missions and stuff themselves, they don't they don't take that long. Like if you like really think about it, like what you're gonna do to like finish the missions and things like that, like they can go pretty quickly. I've seen a lot of people complain that they take too long and all this other stuff, but honestly, they really don't if you know what you're doing. Alright, so I got another one with Powerful Lungs. So I believe Powerful Lungs is the one that gives you stamina. Limber Tendons, it gives you speed. Strong Muscles is strength. Springy Tendons give you a higher jump height as well. Alright, and then with that, since I've now tamed 3 horses, that gives me access to this shop. So that's gonna give you all your lassos, your fishing rod for the kelpies, which comes later on. You have all this food that you can get, potions, as well as building materials and kelp dyes for accessories, and name tags to rename your horses if you mess up on a name, or like you get one on a trade that you want to trade the name for. And then I do have this horse one complete, so I go ahead and press claim on that. That'll give me those coins right there, and it'll also give me this horse. And then when you're like receiving a horse from a quest or like a trade or auction or anything like that, it's not going to give you the option to just sell it. It's going to say like, hey, you got this horse. And so you want to make sure that you will try to keep like one inventory spot open at a time. And then the horses and stuff that they give you, they are gonna be babies and stuff like that. And so you're just gonna start off pretty much. So what you're gonna want to do, so this, you can upgrade how many like horses and stuff you have equipped. So, but in order to do that, you have to tame a certain amount of horses. So for this one, you need 25 food tames and 25 lasso tames and then $500. And the food tames, honestly, they're not that hard. Um, the first few that you're gonna do, it's gonna be a little bit more time consuming because you have to forage for the food. And when you only have one horse and stuff at the beginning, it does get a little bit difficult. And if you can get like a horse that like has like deity or strong muscles, that one is gonna be a little bit easier to get it just because they have like a higher stamina, like not stamina, like a experience gain or more like a percentage of like your strength level is gonna be a little bit stronger. But apples are gonna be the most common one that you're gonna get. Um, Foraging for apples, I will say, does give the least amount of experience. I believe it's like 5 experience is what it says. Might be 10, but I'm pretty sure it's only 5. Why are you not? Would you stop? They can get trapped and stuff like behind buildings and things like that. Do not know why it's stopping. Something wrong with the controller? I hope not. I hope that button's not having issues too. In all honesty, I'll probably just take this controller apart and see if I can fix the joystick and stuff by hand, but I'm not like super worried about it. It's not like a brand name controller or anything like that. It's just like a cheap like $15 one or whatever that I got on Amazon that lights up. So I originally bought them for my Nintendo Switch, but I realized that they were compatible for my computer, so I just keep one at my desk and one out in the living room where we typically have a Switch set up at all times. And then another thing you'll notice is it's gonna have this shop right here. So you'll have, so these ones, they'll update like every once in a while. They won't always be the same. Um, any horse that you buy from here will have the imported buff. So it'll be 50% strength experience and 50% damage to forageables. Which honestly, if you're like looking for something that's gonna be like cheap for getting like more food and things like that, is honestly probably gonna be worth it. So let's just go ahead and buy this horse right here real quick. Just because I really do like the colors and stuff on this one. Go ahead and buy it. And then we'll just go ahead and switch that out, because the ones that you do get from the little stalls and stuff, they are going to be adults and stuff. And that's going to be like my recommended, like right off the bat for like getting forageables. You're going to want to go ahead and buy one of those just because they are going to be a little bit stronger. So like this one, since it's 50%, so typically your beginning horse would do 1 damage at a time, whereas this one's going to be doing 2. And then it's also going to gain experience twice as fast. So right there, instead of gaining 5 or whatever, it gained about 8. So not quite like an even 10, but pretty darn close. But once you have like your food and stuff, you're just going to want to walk over, you're going to equip your food and crouch, and then you're just going to want to walk up behind a horse until it says speed, and you're going to click it, and you're going to want to click your button every time it's in the red or like the pink or whatever, depending on like how you see it. And then that's going to give you your food same. Depending on the rarity of the horse, you are going to need different like rarities of food. You can tame them with just regular food regardless. However, your little spinning bar is going to be a lot faster if the rarity is too low. And then if the rarity is like really high compared to like what they require, then what that's going to do is that's actually going to give you extra hearts and stuff at a time. And so that's actually really good as well. I believe like 4 or 5 hearts is like the max, which I mean honestly isn't like super necessary, because no matter what, after you press speed the first time when it starts you off, it's gonna give you 1 heart automatically, just to like make sure like people know it's like, okay, you are taming this horse, that way somebody can't necessarily come and just steal it with a lasso or something real quick if you're trying to like hand feed it. And this is honestly, it's one of my favorite ways to tame horses and stuff, like when I find something like I actually want. Um, but I don't really do it too often just because it does get a little more time consuming. Whereas just getting a bunch of like the woven lassos and running back and forth and catching them that way is just a little bit faster. Do I have anything else? Oh no, I do. I do still have food. Didn't realize I had the apples. Anytime you have to re-equip food or something, like you run out of food in the slot and you press like Y or whatever button and stuff it says to press to equip the next best thing, what that's gonna do is it's actually gonna take whatever's in your first slot and it's just gonna replace what's in your first slot with the current. So right now we're up to about 4 teams and stuff. So I mean, it's gonna be pretty time consuming, but in the end, it's worth it to have multiple horses out. That way you can grow like a little baby horse while you're still playing, like actively playing the game and doing the other things that you want to do. But I think that pretty much covers it for this first episode. Um, the next one I will be covering Equus, or not Equus, ponies. I'll be unlocking ponies and where like good places to find those are at. And then I'll probably also go over wing mutations as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.